people use that as a weapon against you. You understand? They'll be like, yo, such and such is gay, and you gonna get cut for being gay. If they don't need no proof that much, all they have to do is see you talk to the gay dude 2-3 times, and they gonna just slap it on you. Yeah, we seen him sneak in the cell. You know what I mean?
Imagine this. Being labeled as gay could quite literally be a death sentence. We're not just talking about your career going up in flames, although that happens too, and we'll get to that later. No, we're talking about the real danger you face if you end up in jail and there's even a hint of a rumor about your ass. It's game over.
Did he threaten you at that point?
It happened so fast. I don't know that he threatened me. You know, he turned around and just was talking. Like when I ran up on him, he was like, "What?" Like, "Well, yeah, you know." I backed out and clapped.
Take Boozy, for example. He's spoken out about the dangers and the stigma. In one clip, D.L. Hewley talks about how Gabrielle Union called Boozy gay, and in another, T.K. Kirkland recounts how Boozy walked out of The Color Purple with his daughter over a gay scene.
Boozy went to go see The Color Purple with his daughter, and he walked out during the gay scene because there's a lesbian.
Then there's Tupac. Rumors swirled that he suffered immensely in jail due to false claims about his ex. Although it was never confirmed, the industry tried to use these rumors to tarnish his reputation. Wendy Williams even started a rumor that Tupac got violated in prison, which was refuted by people who supported him, like Fat Joe.
Wendy Williams, at that particular time, she was hot on the radio. And she started rumor Pac got raped in prison. Like he in prison. He said, "I'm in prison and I'm listening to these things."
50 Cent faced similar challenges. People tried to label him as gay, but he managed to push back. And let's not forget Chingy, whose career was wrecked by rumors and false associations. His career took a massive hit just because of a picture with a trans person, even though he had no idea at the time. He never went to jail, thankfully, but the damage was done. Adam22 has talked about how being labeled as gay nearly cost him a business opportunity.
I have a strip club hosting that I'm supposed to do next week in New York. So basically, like, you get paid money to go turn up and do all the or whatever. I almost lost that because of the gay thing.
He shared how people thinking he was gay after a prank almost lost him a strip club hosting gig, and how I Love Makinen's career took a hit after coming out as gay. The stakes are high, and the consequences are severe. The impact of being falsely labeled as gay can be devastating, from career destruction to life-threatening situations in jail. Rap masculinity is a mix of bravado and self-defense. It has to be. Hip-hop culture emerged from the ruins of 1970s New York City, where young Black and Latin men, deprived of opportunity and basic infrastructure, channeled their pride into flashy fashion and swagger. When your manhood is all you have, the worst thing someone can call you is weak or unmanly. This attitude isn't unique to rap. It's also found in many rock music scenes, though hip-hop often gets more heat for its blatant expression of it in lyrics. Old-school homophobia made for easy targets, and even some of the most influential minds in hip-hop fell into it. For example, A Tribe Called Quest's anti-gay track Georgie Porgy was almost included on their classic album, Low End Theory. Public Enemy's Fear of a Black Planet features Meet the G That Me, a short track that equates gay with a slippery slope use and AIDS. The witch hunt for closeted mainstream rappers continued into the mid-2000s. However, the tone of homophobia in the industry began to shift as record sales declined, and lucrative endorsement deals made top-tier rappers reliant on corporations wary of any hint of controversy. Suddenly, 50 Cent, who once told Playboy, "I don't like gay people around me because I'm not comfortable with what their thoughts are," became a supporter of same-sex marriage. T.I., who made a snarky comment after Tracy Morgan's offensive joke about having a gay son, also changed his tune. Interestingly, Kanye West was one of the few who stood up for his gay fans before it became a trend, although 50 Cent fired back with gay jokes about him too. Today, many rap fans believe the community is more accepting, but this progress might be more of an illusion. While Frank Ocean was warmly received when he came out, and Young M.A.'s hit Oh celebrated her relationships with women, there's still room for growth. For years, people speculated about Atlanta rapper Young Thug due to his unique style and language. Despite him being a father of 6 with a fiancée, Young Thug is often praised for his approach to gender fluidity, though he might just be having fun with the media. Memphis rapper Young Dolph once dissed Yo Gotti with a track called Play With Yo. implying Gotti isn't gangster because he once argued with a lesbian, and a false rumor about Chicago rapper G Herbo, sparked by a misleading photo on Twitter, was treated as news by rap blogs, perpetuating hate speech that should be ignored. The world of hip-hop hasn't exactly been the most welcoming place for the LGBTQ+ community, with a history of turning queerness into a punchline. Take Migos, for example. Quavo suggested in a Rolling Stone interview that I Love Malcolm undermined his credibility by coming out. Then there's Eminem, who laced Rap God with anti-gay slurs, even while claiming he had no issue with homo-s. And let's not forget Snoop Dogg's infamous 2013 interview with The Guardian, where he said, "Homo-s is acceptable in the singing world, but in the rap world I don't know if it will ever be acceptable because rap is so masculine." Thankfully, times are slowly changing. Snoop Dogg has walked back his comments. Frank Ocean won a Grammy for Channel Orange after opening up about his S in a heartfelt Tumblr post. And Lil Nas X, a dominant force on Spotify, shook up both the country and hip-hop worlds by coming out during Pride Month. While the hip-hop community is just beginning to embrace queerness, these openly gay rappers are courageously leading the way. Odd Future has faced plenty of criticism for its homophobic lyrics, even getting booted from Australia's Big Day Out festival in 2011, so it was a major shock when, the next year, Odd Future member Frank Ocean publicly came out in a heartfelt Tumblr post. As NPR reported, Ocean's message came after a journalist at a listening party for his upcoming album Channel Orange noticed several songs addressed to a male love interest. In his letter, originally intended for the album's liner notes, Ocean shared his story of first falling in love with a man at 19. It was unrequited and ultimately heartbreaking, but deeply impactful. Some things never are, and we were. I won't forget you. I won't forget the summer. I'll remember who I was when I met you, he wrote, ending with, I feel like a free man. If I listen closely, I can hear the sky falling too. Anyone else need a tissue? Sid, another member of Odd Future, has also made significant strides. Known as Sid the Kid back then, she's since earned a Grammy nomination and praise from big names like Beyonce and Pharrell Williams. Sid courageously came out even before Frank Ocean's Tumblr letter, making her statement through the music video. I decided to do it because I wish I had someone like that, an openly gay female artist, while I was coming up, she told LA Weekly. Fans thanked her on Tumblr, saying she inspired them and that they wanted to be like her. But it wasn't always easy for Sid. She remembered the struggle of not feeling comfortable with herself. Despite her bravery, Sid faced challenges, particularly given Odd Future's controversial history. Tyler, the creator, used the word F 200 times on Goblin alone. The group's lyrics were so vulgar that her parents even kicked her out of the house for a few days after hearing them. The backlash from the LGBTQ+ community hurt her feelings, but it also made her reflect more deeply on her art. Since then, Sid has moved on from Odd Future, continuing to evolve both personally and artistically. Big Freedia was already causing a stir back home in New Orleans, rubbing shoulders with the likes of RuPaul and Diplo while owning the screen with her own show, Big Freedia, Queen of Bounce, on Fuse. But it was a phone call that changed everything. When Beyonce's publicist rang, Big Freedia admitted to Vice that she nearly lost it right then and there. And when Queen Bey herself dialed her up, well, it was like a second out-of-body experience. She lent her fierce voice to Beyonce's iconic formation, delivering the unforgettable line, I did not come to play with you hoes. I came to slay B, and slay she did. Yet beyond her music and larger-than-life persona, Big Freedia is a force for LGBTQ+ rights. As she told The Advocate, she sees herself as a voice for those who often go unheard. In a heartfelt moment on The Wendy Williams Show, she shared her coming-out journey, recalling the pivotal moment when she confided in her mother. Mama already know, baby, her mother assured her. That support became her rock. Taylor Bennett isn't just riding on his brother Chance the Rapper's coattails, he's carving out his own path in the hip-hop scene with some serious swagger. His albums, Broad Shoulders and Restoration of an American Idol, turned heads. And let's not forget his collabs like New World with Cruella and teaming up with Young Thug on Better Than You Ever Been, which even hit the Billboard charts. But in 2017, Taylor did more than drop beats. He dropped a bombshell. He came out as BIS, breaking the news on Twitter in a move that left some fans wondering if he'd been hacked. Rolling Stone caught up with him where he shared that moment of truth and the 5 or 10 minutes of contemplation before hitting send. Once he did though, the floodgates of love opened wide from his fans, giving him the courage to stand tall in his truth. I decided to come out before my 21st birthday because I felt like I was going to be a man, and not just a man, a grown-ass man. I had felt like I wanted to say who I was, and I was so tired of listening to everybody else. It's the one point of my life that I just decided to be myself, he said. Brockhampton, the 15-member rap collective known as the self-proclaimed boy band, has exploded onto the scene with a DIY ethos that's pure internet magic. Born from the depths of a Kanye West message board, these guys have gone from underground legends to mainstream movers and shakers. They've snagged a Viceland documentary, hit #1 on the Billboard 200, and inked a mega-million-dollar deal with RCA. Kevin Abstract, the frontman, real name Ian Simpson, even teased they were out to push their gay agenda, but Abstract's journey to openness wasn't overnight. Back in 2012, at just 16, he stumbled upon Frank Ocean's groundbreaking coming out letter on Tumblr. It hit home for Abstract, who hadn't yet fully embraced his own S, but Ocean's honesty was a lifeline. A couple of years later, Abstract began to share his truth with the world, becoming a beacon for fans navigating similar paths. Nowadays, he's all about normalization. I'd see negative comments and forget being gay was a big deal to some people that some people hadn't heard it before, he told Shortlist. My goal is just to normalize it. Straight rappers talk about their S relationships without warning me, and they are more explicit and violent. I have to express myself and who I am. Makonnen Sharon, better known as I Love Makonnen, shot to fame with his hit single Tuesday, which soared up the charts thanks to an epic remix by Drake. Starting out with just a keyboard and a beat-up gateway computer, he managed to catch the eye of fashion guru Alexander Wang, who featured him in the brand's Spring-Summer 2016 campaign. While Drake's mentorship helped him score a Grammy nod, Makonnen later took a bold step forward on his own journey. In a series of now-deleted tweets via ID, he announced to the world, "As a fashion icon, I can't tell you about everybody else's closet, I can only tell you about mine. And it's time I've come out. And since y'all love breaking news, here's some old news to break. I'm gay. And now I've told you about my life, maybe you can go live yours." The response? Mostly cheers from his fans, and naturally a few quips about why he didn't drop the bombshell on a Tuesday. After all, that's the day that kickstarted his whole career. Azealia Banks is quite the firebrand in the music scene. She's clashed with a slew of A-listers, from Elon Musk and Grimes to Lana Del Rey, Cardi B, and Nicki Minaj, not to mention Russell Crowe and Action Bronson of all people. And then there's her unexpected spat with Rihanna over Banks's witchcraft pursuits in a blood-stained room. And now that's a headline grabber. But amid all the drama, Banks has been outspoken about her S for years. In a candid 2012 interview with the New York Times, she proudly identified as BAS, making it clear she wasn't trying to fit into any specific label. She reiterated this stance in a later Rolling Stone interview that same year. Despite her openness, by 2015, Banks felt frustrated by ongoing misconceptions. She took to Twitter to set the record straight after being accused of homophobia, expressing exhaustion over having to defend herself. "It's really tiring having explained myself to people I'm not even talking to, because of course I don't want to piss off my fans," Banks wrote via Billboard. "Just give the Azealia Banks is a homophobe thing a rest because I'm not. I have a transgender sibling. My whole life is gay. All of my friends are gay. I am bi-S. So please stop." Brooke Candy, the LA rapper, has quite the resume in the music biz. She's teamed up with Charli XCX on hits like Cloud Aura and Shake It, rocked stages alongside Lizzo, and even styled the fabulous Lizzo during her Haim tour dates. But her journey to success is more than just chart toppers and glam. According to Billboard, Candy started out in a very different world as a stripper, with her dad being the CFO of Hustler. Imagine finding S toys in his office. Despite this, her family's reaction to her Pan-S was surprisingly closed-minded. When she came out, her dad brushed it off and her mom kicked her out, leaving Candy to live in her car for a good while. Sadly, things never quite healed between them. Today, Candy's music is all about speaking up for the outsiders. "I want to speak to anyone who feels like an outcast or anyone who feels deprived of their rights or are otherwise disenfranchised," she told Billboard. "I want to create music that can be played in every gay club all over the world because those are my people." Brooklyn's own Young M.A. burst onto the scene in 2016 with her smash hit Oh, a viral sensation that's racked up over 300 million YouTube views and gone multi-platinum. But as she confessed to The Guardian, crafting that catchy tune meant she had to dumb down her lyrics a bit. Young M.A.'s style often echoes the male-dominated rap scene she emerged from. She doesn't shy away from provocative lyrics about women, like not opening doors for W or admiring sundress styles. Despite this, her presence in hip-hop feels more revolutionary than retrogressive because she's a rarity in the genre. Young M.A. recognized her S early on, but only came out to her supportive family at 18. There's a lot of rappers out there, a lot of girls expressing themselves. I'm not the first to say it, I'm not the first to rap about it, she told The Guardian. But I'm the one who broke down those doors that everybody has been trying to break down. I did that. I'm the one who went triple platinum first. But for everyone, the coming out hasn't been as fun. An early version of the Tupac Shakur biopic, All Eyes on Me, depicted prison inmate the late rapper, which Shakur denied ever happened. John Singleton, who was attached as a writer and director on the film before Benny Boom took over as director, wrote a harrowing scene set in a correctional facility in which several guards allow a group of inmates to assault Shakur. The guards usher in one by one about 6 inmates, their faces predatory and degenerate. These are the worst prisoners in this facility. One them sick, licks his lips eyeing Pac, read script excerpts published by TMZ. The guards back away from the door, then lock the library. As they walk away, we see the 6 men rush toward Tupac and him fighting them off from the glass in the doorway. The camera pulls away and down the hallway as we hear the horror sounds of the prison. The script continues. The Rap has confirmed that Singleton wrote it, with production company Morgan Creek adding that the scene was one of several versions penned by Mr. Singleton while working with us. Representatives for Singleton declined to comment on the situation. Before his death in September 1996, Shakur denied ever being prison. He complained to the Los Angeles Times in 1995 about watching the media report all kinds of lies about me, like that I got in jail. That never happened. That denial did not prevent Mobb Deep, which lost member Prodigy last week, from referencing Shakur's in the 1996 diss track Drop a Gem on Him. Singleton wasn't the only creative change the project experienced. After Singleton dropped out due to creative differences, renowned television director Carl Franklin took over, but he too passed away. Boom came on board in late 2015. The final film makes no mention of any assault, though the project did face allegations of historical inaccuracies. Jada Pinkett Smith, an actress and Shakur pal, criticized specific scenes in the film that she claimed did not occur in real life. The reimagining of my relationship to Pac has been deeply hurtful, Pinkett said in early June. While filmmakers respect the star, they insist that the events depicted in the film are all true. And even recently, Rodney Jones had a lot to say in his lawsuit against Diddy. In February, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a former producer and videographer for Diddy, shook things up by filing a federal lawsuit against the rapper. He made some serious accusations, claiming Diddy SS harassed him, and even threatened him. But that's not all. Jones also dropped a bombshell, alleging that Diddy and his crew were involved in some seriously illegal activities, including trafficking and more. Now, Jones has amped up his case by adding 25 pages to his complaint and bringing in a new defendant. Alongside Diddy, the suit now names some big names, including an Oscar-winning actor and a member of the British royal family. It's juicy stuff, right? Let's break it down. Cuba Gooding Jr., the Academy Award winner, got pulled into the drama when Jones claimed Diddy introduced them on a yacht in the Virgin Islands. According to Jones, Diddy left them alone, and that's when Gooding allegedly made unwanted advances, touching and him. Jones says he pushed Gooding away, but the damage was done. He's suing both Gooding and Diddy for physical and emotional distress. And then there's Prince Harry. Before you panic, he's not accused of any wrongdoing. His name popped up because Jones suggested Diddy's parties offered access to big-name stars and international figures like the British royal. Apparently, hanging with Diddy could get you rubbing elbows with celebs and dignitaries at his legendary bashes. Although Diddy and Harry crossed paths at a Princess Diana tribute concert in 2007, their relationship seems more about mutual acquaintances than a bromance. Diddy once mentioned wanting to hit the London scene with Harry, but it doesn't seem like they've been tight since. Besides Diddy and Cuba Gooding Jr., Jones has thrown some other big names into the mix. Meet Christina Coram, Diddy's chief of staff, Justin Combs, yes, Diddy's son, and Lucian Grange, CEO of Universal Music Group. According to Jones, Coram's role allegedly involved more than just typical office duties. He claims she orchestrated a fetching operation, directing staff to keep a stash of goodies like GHB, ecstasy, gummies and something called Tusi on hand for Diddy's pleasure. Jones even says he was pressured to tote around these pouches against his wishes. On top of that, he accuses Coram of tasking Justin Combs with procuring a less savory lineup of guests for their parties. Meanwhile, Jones isn't letting Grange off the hook either. As CEO of UMG, Grange had a duty to oversee how money flowed to Diddy's ventures. Jones alleges that UMG's funds were a blank check for Diddy's crew, used with minimal oversight and allegedly funding activities involving S-workers and spiked drinks. In response to these bombshell accusations, Diddy's lawyer Sean Hawley has come out swinging, calling Jones's claims complete lies with solid proof to back it up. Justin Combs' camp is equally defiant, promising legal repercussions for what they label as defamatory attacks against the Combs family. That's all for the video, folks. Thanks for watching.